That is how it is. But they hear you now, they hear us now, and just in time for the other side of Winter's semis. So get yourself ready, Gabe. We got Whale and Panther.
Let's do it, man. Ooh, and interesting. So we're gonna see the Incineroar come out for Panther this time. I'm actually a bit curious to know why he would go Incineroar instead of his mains being either Wolf or Fox. I don't know if you can give me a little bit of intel on that.
So the only reason that I would expect, because all of them kind of do anywhere between like all right to like just barely losing out to Isabelle, but they only lose in like really weird ways. Like Wolf and Fox kind of struggle with the whole like linear movement off stage deal that any zoner is really able to take advantage of. But that's about it. Beyond that, like I think the Incineroar pick isn't too shabby, presuming we see a lot of approaching with shield and a lot of use of revenge. Because revenge can actually, like, not to say that a counter should be the focal point of any matchup, but it does put a lot of harm in the way of pressure with Fair and Bear from Isabelle, and also Lloyd Mine. Really easy ways, for instance, to stack revenge.
Yeah, one thing I'm going to be interested in seeing Whale do is how he sets up his down B, his Lloyd Rockets. I'm guessing that's what it's called, right? I'm guessing the same thing for Isabelle.
Yeah, the Lloyd Mine.
Yeah, so the Lloyd Mine. I'm really interested and invested to see what they can do with that. Just like that. That was beautiful. That was just a good call out right there. But the usage of it, that's I think is a kill. Yes.
Yes, it will. That's why we see the Incin. Incineroar has absolutely no issue with killing Isabelle. Getting in, difficult. Offstage play, horrendous. Dare I say, staying at the ledge, suicidal. But once Incin gets in, no difference when it comes to the damage. Incineroar can just deal damage to anyone. Isabelle is not special in the slightest. And killing with Incineroar is a minigame of which button do you want to kill with.
Yeah, I mean, Whale's playing it very well right now. Just keeping the spacing, just throwing out the side Bs, Bears or Fairs, just trying to make Incineroar have to approach, and you're seeing like it's really paying off. 77% already racked up, but as you mentioned, Incineroar all needs is a few big hits, get back in the game, and Isabelle, being the light character that she is, can die pretty much at this percent if he gets the perfect hitbox.
Additionally, Isabelle doesn't really have a reliable burst button. Like, Nair's not bad, but Nair can be beaten out by any of really any of the aerials, and I believe Jab as well can actually stuff out Isabelle's neutral air. So Panther has a multitude of buttons to like deal with staying in on Isabelle. It's just the hard part is actually getting there. And Will's he's following the book as far as what he should be doing for keeping out Incineroar. Just pressure with projectiles, consistently running away. I think starting to small battlefield is actually a really smart choice in Whale's favor, because there's not a lot of space for Panther to navigate here, and all of that space is covered very easily by Isabelle's tools, namely, of course, the slingshots and Fair and Bear, and also Fishing Rod.
Yeah. Wow. Just barely missing with that up smash. And one thing I'm noticing from Panther is that he's not afraid to play patient. You know, he can be down, but he's still just waiting. He's waiting to see exactly what it is Whale's going to throw out, whether it's that fishing rod, whether it's just multiple pebbles coming out. It doesn't even matter, because at this point, he already has the lead in his favor. Just playing patient, that's a game that most Incineroars have to really know how to deal with, especially trying to recover, as I have no idea why you would die to that, but I guess he pressed side B animation, just pushed him a little bit more off stage to the point where the blast zone was right there, and he couldn't save himself from it. But back at even, one stock apiece here.
Yeah, it's just sort of, oh, that's very bad. I think you regret that jump as well. Yep. I was just about to say, the golden rule of playing a grappler is you're going to lose neutral like every 5 to 7 times to the one time that you were neutral. So you got to make that one time in neutral count.
Mm-hmm.
But they're just getting swooshed out of his grab is super unfortunate. And that was also a gross angle too. It's funny because Incineroar's command grab is, one of the buttons that you expect the most to come out of him, and we saw Panther put to pretty respectable use there. A Alolan Whip is just damning to any character caught in its wake. Isabelle kind of has the same threat by way of Fishing Rod, because it's a command hit, so not quite the same thing, but those throws throw at very awkward angles out of Fishing Rod. Regardless, I think that's it for the Incineroar. We see the signature Wolf coming out from Panther, and the return to small battlefield. Very bold choice, given how effectively well played the stage, but I think the character choice is a bit smarter, so hoping for the best for Panther.
Yeah, definitely a better character choice. I mean, in terms of kill power, it's almost the same thing when it comes to Incineroar and Wolf. So, you're going to be seeing a lot of early stocks potentially being taken, and the chance to even get in is a lot better in Panther's favor. I mean, you already saw he was doing very well, playing very patiently with Incineroar, and that almost paid off. It was just that, you know, the lack of recovery and just a few little mishaps that happened in that sense. But this Wolf, I mean, definitely up to par with the Isabelle right now, just keeping it even right now. Just trying to find the openings. That down smash will connect and looking really good. I do see if Panther has the lead, there's no reason to approach. That's why the blaster is there for Wolf, just to spam it whenever he has the opportunity to, whenever he has the lead, or just to find the openings. You know, that's still a pretty good tool to rack up damage, whether you're down or up.
Yeah, dude, I'm really glad you brought up Blaster because I feel like that's a pivotal tool to making this a decent matchup for Wolf. Like, we see here the percentages fairly even for the most part, and Whale is kind of dictating like where these battles are being played just by virtue of Isabelle's tools, and also having a stock lead, really solid and narrow over there. But likewise, Wolf's Blaster can control so much space because Isabelle is forced to react to it. Like, yes, she can pocket it, but what's she really going to do with Blaster? We'll keep her safe a little bit. Not safe from that back there, though. We got these tied up stocks.
Yeah, just barely letting go of the shield a little too early right there. And going to cost him the stock, but still, once again, you got to keep in mind, it's all about combo game right now for Wolf. If he really wants to get this good lead, he really has to start confirming these grab combos, whether it's up throw, whether it's down throw, dash attack, anything that goes in his favor, just get as much damage as you can and just try to make Isabelle feel uncomfortable. Try to have to make her approach a little bit. And with these mine setups, almost getting the kill right there.
That was the worst possible landing for Panther, right on top of the Lloyd mine. Thankfully, no kill on Panther for this sake. But he has a lot more damage on him than you'd like in this situation. Holding center stage is pretty difficult here because there's so many times where Isabelle could just safely navigate in with projectile pressure, and Wolf just kind of has to respect it. You can't really force a lateral any lateral pressure. Although with this lead here, just max distance lasers. That's what I want to say. We see that Blaster put in the work, Whale's forced to approach. Isabelle, not the greatest on the approach options, but plenty good on reversal options.
Yeah, definitely paying off right there for Isabelle. Just gonna get this to a one-stock game once again. Well, on the verge of potentially just getting a 2-0 and running away with this one in semifinals. We could potentially see him in the winner side of finals right now, but it seems like Panther is gonna slowly but surely just take advantage of this whole moment. Just use all of Wolf's great moves, Nair, F tilt, almost already at 100%. One good confirmed, almost gonna get that down smash connection.
I will put it out just yet, but great damage all around. Panther just looks a lot more comfortable playing with Wolf here. I'm actually rather curious to see why the Wolf didn't come out in Game 1, given how Game 2 managed to go really well for Panther, and into Game 3 we go.
Yeah, good stuff from Panther. I mean, as I was saying before, it was kind of odd for me to see the Incineroar come out. Not that the Incineroar did bad whatsoever. I mean, it played really well, but the Wolf just really moved, especially towards that last stock, just racked up that damage completely from 0 to 100 real quick, and then that up smash. That's all you got to do. All you got to do against Isabelle is just really apply the pressure, and he did so there. And one thing I want to keep in mind, like, you saw the pocket come out with the laser that one time. I mean, he didn't come into much use, but for Isabelle, I don't really feel like the pocket's going to do any good in this favor. So it's like, you know, you got a good projectile in your hands to keep Isabelle away, and even if she does pocket it, it's a pretty reactable projectile, so it wouldn't really do much harm to Panther. Anyway.
It's one of those things where Pocket has two utilities. Of course, you're taking a projectile, which in certain matchups does have its uses. Otherwise, it's decent as like a movement option for de-reversing it, because it can adjust Isabelle's air trajectory pretty significantly, and that can come in handy if Whale is put in a pinch and just needs to mix up how they return to stage. And especially handy for a larger stage like Talon City, a whole lot of real estate here that Isabelle's going to try to control. So, like, I don't see Pocket in particular coming in too much use, but it's got its niche uses here and there. What I think Whale needs to really just be careful of is Wolf normals. Really just neutral air, forward air, and dash attack. I feel like paying dividends for Panther by way of letting him take stage control really well and rack up OD damage like you were pointing out.
Yeah. I mean, right now you're seeing the damage payoff in Whale's favor, just already 74% off the back and 30 seconds into this game, and just continuing on. I mean, one thing you're going to see is, I want to see more of these aerials come out, whether it's the Fair, whether it's the Bear, and these Lloyd mines just come out and just make Panther play your game as jab, jab, jab into up smash. Almost getting the kill there. Not yet because of the high ceiling stage on Town and City. But you know what? At this percent, you can sit pretty comfortably knowing that Wolf is on the verge of dying, and you can have a pretty good lead to start off this game 3. Yep, just playing it safe. No reason to approach.
Patience is a virtue against a character like Isabelle, especially given that like Wolf doesn't really struggle to build up that damage, not even at the given percentages. Like he very well could kill here.
As he does with that up there. Gonna seal the stock right there. And now Whale with a beautiful lead to start off this game 3. I mean, you're seeing right now, Panther's kind of just throwing out stuff. He threw out 2 raw dash attacks leading to nothing. That up smash not gonna seal the stock. I mean, it racks up the damage there, but who needs damage? You need the kill right now, especially when this Isabelle is just going in already 42% on his second stock. Yeah, pretty. Oh, that
There we
back
go.
stock. There you go.
Ooh, with the taunt too? Alright, one projectile too many from Wales got Panther feeling himself. I like that. Just trying to keep grounded pressure, force Panther into the Void Mine.
And it seems to be paying off. I mean, right there, you see it. Panther's slowly bringing it back, already getting a little bit of damage after that up throw combo, but no up throw can save you from a pretty meaty F smash like that. I mean, just getting a nice call out. You've been seeing, Whale's been throwing out a lot of F smashes, hoping that Panther just either jumps or runs into it. That time it finally paid off. It definitely sees why he's been fishing for it. He notices now that Panther has no reason but to approach in this situation, especially when he's down and already sitting at pretty high percent.
Yeah, we always comment on how good Wolf's movement is in the air, especially when he's on the offensive, but I feel like it's worth stating that a lot of that is only when he's on the offensive. If Panther commits to an offensive approach, like, he's going all in with that one. Like, he's got to be careful. Meanwhile, Whale's caught onto it pretty heavily, and is, at this point, just looking to punish. That's really the only reason forward smash with Isabelle works, because it is an incredibly laggy move. It's one of those high-risk, high-rewards because of that, but hey, it's working really well for Whale.
Yeah, and the conditioning has been nothing but phenomenal right now for Whale. Just has this man already at the ledge, sitting at pretty high percent. Oh, wow, beautiful. Oh,
not good yards out. Okay, really good. Okay, that back throw should be good.
Back throw, just enough to get the kill. Yes, sir. Whale taking it in 2-stock fashion, we should say. I mean, that was definitely a different change of pace. I mean, like you mentioned before, all the real estate in Town and City did pay off right there, and it worked in Isabelle's favor. That was a good counter pick stage for Isabelle. Whale moving on to winners finals as he dominates the game 3 over Panther. And I wanted to add, I mean, the Incineroar didn't do bad, but I really do wonder what would happen if we were to see 3 games straight with Wolf instead of the Incineroar in that game 1. Could it have been a difference maker? Could we have seen some better adaptation? I mean, who knows? That's a tale that will have to live in a different world, because it's not in this world.
Yes, sir.